Is Apex Legends cooked? There was less than a day before the new season and we didn't get a trailer until launch. We did get some leaks, but you guys already know how I feel about leaks. I just really don't care unless it's confirmed. Our player base a while back dropped to less than 100,000 concurrent players. And over the weekend just before season 23 launched, we had around 11,000 viewers on Twitch for Apex Legends. But now that season 23 is upon us, was it enough to bring Apex Legends back from the alleged dead? Okay, so now before we dive into the new season and what it has to offer, we need to kind of quickly go over some general remarks or stats that make the community feel like the game is dead or dying. The big three topics I constantly see online are player count, cheating, and lack of content / updates. So about the player count, Apex Legends dropped to less than 100,000 players concurrently on PC. And you guys, it does suck to see, especially when compared to like other games like Fortnite, who have massive numbers in comparison. And on top of that, Fortnite's just been out a lot longer, so it kind of makes us wonder like, what's going on, Apex? What do we got to do? I just wish there was a way to get an accurate number of concurrent or daily number of how many console players are actually out there playing Apex Legends. But unfortunately, like it's always been said around the community, nobody cares about console, and I kind of feel like that now, especially when I run into like strike pack using cheaters or six manners in higher ranked lobbies. It's just a mess. Which then brings us to the second topic, cheating. We see it all over the place on Twitter, but thankfully Apex Legends on Twitter, they've been keeping the community up to date with how they have been handling the cheating situation. And now I'm not gonna lie, I don't play PC often, so for all of my PC community folks out there, comment down below and let me know. Has the anti-cheat feeling like it's been improving, or is it kind of like the same? Let me know. Whereas on console lobbies, like I said earlier, we deal with people that use like third-party software such as Strike Packs, Cronus, or the other people in their party chat which make their teams go from 3 to 6 man. Yeah, I know, it's the same thing forever. I could rant about it all day, and as much as I despise cheaters on video games, it's just unfortunate that it happens just about anywhere in any game. And one thing is for sure, video games that fail to handle their cheating situation lose a big chunk of their player base. Some examples of games that failed to deal with the cheaters as swiftly as they should are H1Z1, PUBG, and Call of Duty Warzone. And finally, moving on to the last subject, the lack of content / updates. Now, when I think of a game that brings nonstop content, I know, you're gonna hear me say it again, I think of Fortnite. And I know, I talk about them so much, but I might be thinking about starting a Fortnite channel or something. Go subscribe it. Check it out. But even then, to be honest, Fortnite does have its problems with the content that they roll out. But we don't need to get into that because we're here to talk about Apex Legends. And I just want to make this very clear. Cosmetics are not content. I know it's crazy to hear that from me because I buy literally everything that Apex Legends pushes at me, but I only do it because I am really lucky to be in a position that I'm in where I'm able to turn the thing that I spend money on into content and then do stuff like give out whatever they're pushing, like an heirloom or a prestige skin, back to the community in the form of like a tournament, which then after I put that video up, it then brings money back into my pocket. So it's kind of like an investment. But unfortunately, what I do just does not work for other content creators and even players themselves. And straight up, it's just not fair. And I feel that. If the only way to enjoy the new content is to buy it, I just think that's kind of whack. But now let's look at this, right? Let's say you don't buy the collection event from Apex Legends. What content do we have left? Well, we do have our fair share of LTMs and various unique modes that they launch usually at the same time. And to be fair, Apex Legends does kind of do a phenomenal job when it comes to these modes, and they've launched like a lot of them, you guys. They've done a lot over the years if you think about it. And yeah, some may have flopped, but I think that the thing that makes me more upset than a bad LTM is that when we finally get a banger one like 3 Strikes or Revival, that they just freaking take it away. Like, why? In addition to the lack of content, some things that have been echoed around the community are, things like fix the audio, the matchmaking, the solo queue experience, and the list just goes on forever. And like I said, I can go on all day about content and what I would like to see, but I think I've rambled enough. And for the most part, these are like the general things that are argued about within the online community about why they think Apex Legends seems dead. So finally, let's get into the new season. What does Apex Legends Season 23 have in store? Did it truly restore the game? And to save you some time, the quick answer is no. What we have in the new season did not actually revive the game, but we do have some cool stuff, like Lifeline Revive, which is basically a Lifeline rework, where she can fly now. She can assign dock to people. That means you don't have to hang out next to the drone. The drone will follow you and heal you. And Lifeline has a new ultimate now. No more care package. It's a barrier, and everybody that is inside the barrier gets rapid healing and is protected from all incoming damage, except for the damage that's coming from the sky. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. We also have the usual legend buffs and nerfs, like we do every other season. But the biggest legend change is Newcastle, who basically became the Thanos of Apex Legends. His shield is indestructible. He can move faster while rezzing. He gives you passive healing when he rezzes you. He can give you shield healing over time when he hits his ultimate. Yeah, this guy is a menace to society. It is actually really fun to play Newcastle. Also in Season 23 of Apex Legends, they brought back OG Kings Canyon. And as what everybody has been saying on the internet, they pulled a Fortnite. And now you guys wonder why I compare Apex to Fortnite and why they should just keep doing very similar things. I think they might have been a little late to the OG train, if I'm being honest, but it's still real nice to have that as a form of an LTM. In the OG Kings Canyon LTM, we pretty much go back to the good old days of Apex Legends, where we have to find all of our loot again from scratch. Yeah, you pretty much have to pray to RNGesus and hope that the loot you drop and land on is actually good. On top of that, no Horizons or Revenants in the LTM. It's just the traditional OG starting 8 Legends. And I'm not gonna lie again, this was so much fun for like the first 24 hours. Yeah, everything I said before, it just only kind of reminds me of like how much better the game has come from the OG days. We really have came a long way as a community, and I think we should definitely be reminded that by the fact that we don't have to find Evo shields on the floor. We just land with it, right? It just makes it so much nicer. But like I said, it was fun for about 24 hours. I don't know. That's just me. And I know many people are enjoying it right now. And my friends who have never played launch, I know they're enjoying it, and that's totally fine. And I think that them bringing back this LTM is a step in the right direction, because this is something that the community has been asking for a while, and they listen. It took them a while, but they listen. Now they just need to listen to all these other things we're asking for a lot sooner and act on them. You know what I mean? And again, other than that, you guys, that's it. Ranked is still sweaty as hell in the new season. Pubs is still going to be pubs. You know, there isn't anything really game-changing other than what we got with the new Legends and reworks. And although this does feel like it's a step in the right direction, I just still feel like the game is missing something. And I don't even know what that is, sadly. Like, all I can tell you is, like, I see a lot being done. I hear a lot, also as a content creator and as a fellow gamer. But, you know, I really don't know. And I did just want to share some things that I have been noticing online, since we're on the subject of Apex Legends. Like, let's understand that Twitch viewership definitely does not equal player base, because that's a common thing that is brought up in the arguments of whether Apex Legends is actually dead or not. But it's a valid argument, because people are always like, well, if Apex Legends is popping only during competitive tournament times such as ALGS and the new BLGS, what about those in-between periods when competitive, you know, things aren't going on? What does that mean for the community? Because we do notice it, we do feel it. The game just feels dry. I also saw a rant on Twitter from a content creator named Lucky Chappie blaming the state of Apex Legends on pros. And if I'm being honest, I don't really agree with all of it, but I do see where he's coming from. And I think the pros definitely have an influence on the community, but I definitely don't think that they are responsible for like pulling the strings on what happens with Apex Legends. For example, there's a clip of Imperial Hal literally saying how him and a bunch of other pros voted to not have E-District as a map featured in Champs, and they still put the map in for the finals of Champs. Now, when we see that, doesn't really look like they're listening to the pros now, huh? Instead, I just straight up think that Apex Legends has gotten to a point where it's just super sweaty competitive at all times, and that it's driving away casual community, or at least it's seeming very unappealing. And I don't think that this is at the fault of the pros in any way, shape, or form. I just think this is just naturally how the game unfolded for itself. I know that Apex Legends prides themselves in being one of the most competitive online shooters, online BR games out there. But because of this, Apex Legends is also kind of like driven away like my own casual friends. Like, they don't even want to play Apex Legends anymore. My real life friends have been saying they don't want to play Apex Legends anymore because now they know what it feels like to be in an unbalanced lobby due to matchmaking, or ranked is toxic because when they're solo queuing, they get really, you know, mean teammates essentially. And it's not even their fault, because my friends, they're like barely gold gold and they're just trying to get to plat, and when they get plat teammates, you know, like their plat teammates get mad at them because they got a gold teammate, and it just, my friend who's a gold teammate feels like the world is against him, and when he has a few, you know, bad experiences on the game, he just doesn't want to play. We're talking about a bad experience to then the poor matchmaking to the audio, and when all of these things all essentially like happen at the same time, which they do a lot of the time in game, it just makes somebody want to get off. And I think that the only reason why I am on as long as I am is because I make content on this game and I enjoy making content on this game, and I really can't say the same for anyone else. Like right now with Apex Legends, it's either ranked or, as they like to call it, diet rank, which is basically pubs. I've heard people from my community say that they're pretty bored of the LTMs and it just doesn't feel as good or like have that good replayability like other LTMs they've launched. And that my community and even myself just wish that there was a playlist where we can just pick and choose whatever we want to play when we want to play it, especially some of those older modes. If Apex Legends brought in like a sandbox feature where we can make our own maps and make our own modes, again, similar to Fortnite, this game would be popping. Even Nicewig, Nicewig, the host of BLGS, even said he would like to see something like this brought to Apex Legends in a tweet. Please, Apex Legends, if you guys are listening, like, make this happen. Maybe let me get first dibs because I've been creating modes for a very long time. If you take a scroll through my channel, I've been doing this stuff for a while now, and I would really love to do this and step it up for not just Apex Legends, but my community. I'm just saying. So, I don't think Apex Legends is necessarily dead to the point of no return, but I do think that they need to do something, and they need to do something really quick before they lose more players or even more viewers online. Because at the end of the day, the numbers, they don't lie. They're all out there. And I am being optimistic for the future of Apex Legends, you guys. I am not quitting Apex Legends because I do believe that they have something cooking. I just hope they don't let us down and prove the doubters and haters right. I know I rambled a lot, you guys. I know I jumped all over the place, but I'm just passionate about this, and I hope you guys can feel it in just everything that I had to say. So I'm sorry if this feels like it was all over the place, but I just had to say something and communicate with my community, because I also know that people from Apex watch my video, and I really, really want there to be change. So if you guys have made it this far, comment down below and let me know your thoughts on if you think Apex Legends is dead, and if you do think they're dead, what do they need to do to make a massive comeback and impact on the gaming space? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.